The power to walk away from any woman at any moment is literally your number one tool to gain respect, not only in a relationship with women, but in life. Some people might call it boundaries, but I think the ability to walk away, not only with a woman, but in any scenario in life, is definitely your number one weapon to make sure that you are treated the way that you deserve. You're treated with the respect that you deserve. And too often in society, especially our society, men that are competent, because the Western society is no longer a meritocratic system. It's a bit of a corrupt system where you have this plutocracy at the top, and at the bottom you have a lot of men that are working hard and are very competent that can't really get anywhere, and you have a lot of beautiful women that just rise to the top just because they're born with titties, right? And I'm going to talk about the ability to walk away when it comes to relationships right now. But before we kick it off, I'm Dave, and this channel is dedicated to giving you no BS, novel, dating advice for the modern man. Top link in the description, get some coaching with me. Phone conversations, anywhere in the world, and in person, the sweet art of cold approach. Sign up to do that today. I've got other social media in there. I've got a lot of groups as well, info breakdown and analysis videos. So, these guys that are getting treated badly in their relationships, the woman doesn't really respect them, treats them badly, gaslights them, looks down on them. Even though the man is going to work and bringing home the bread, he's paying for the rent, he's paying for the mortgage, he's paying for everything, and his woman is disrespecting him. Why do a lot of not only married men, but men that are just in a de facto relationship, or even men that are in the early stages of kind of monogamous relationship, living with a woman, why does it get to the point where she starts disrespecting him, talking down to him, treating him badly? It's because she's locked him in. It's because she knows that legally, contractually, and financially, and sometimes a lot of it is emotional abuse. He's locked in. He's locked in, and he can't walk away. He's trapped. He's on a leash. He's in the corner. He's got to go to work 7 days a week. He's got to bring back the cash, and he's got to look after everybody else. And he doesn't have the freedom. He's not a bird. He can't just fly away. He's stuck. And that's when she gets contemptuous. She starts to treat him with nothing but contempt. Her friends are like, "Oh, how's Billy going?" She's like, "Oh, yeah, Billy. He didn't wash the dishes. I don't like his attitude. He's working and providing for everything, and he does everything else, and he's pretty much working harder than me, but screw Billy, I don't like him." Her friend's like, "Yeah, screw Billy. You should divorce him, take all his money, and then bang the neighbor." So what I want to talk about is your ability to leave, walk away. And you should always have the ability to walk away, because that is when a woman respects you. And it's not just, that's the thing, I know what you guys are thinking right now. Oh, you just walk away, I'm going to be lonely forever. The moment that she knows that you're willing to walk away at any moment, on the flip side of that, she also knows that you are choosing to stay with her and hang out with her because you appreciate her. Okay, so there's two sides to this coin, but both of them work in your favor, because firstly, if you're able to walk away at any moment and you're choosing to hang around, you're only choosing to hang around because she treats you the way that you deserve to be treated. Okay? Now, on top of that, how do you, not just the contractual things. I can't really teach you guys how to just stay out of, marriage and legal contracts. If you're stuck there, you're stuck there to some extent. But there's also like the emotional things. Sometimes you get into a kind of a codependent sort of a relationship where she's kind of bossy and bitchy, and she knows that you're not going to leave her because you're codependent on her, and it's like an abusive relationship. You're stuck with her. But all of these can be wiped out in the early stages of the relationship by you at least just pointing out one simple fact that you're able to walk away at any moment. Another facet of that is you have game. So if you picked her up using the sweet art of cold approach, then, well, you know, she's going to know that you can replace her by going and picking up another girl, and you're choosing to stay with her, right? You're choosing to stay with her, but you can leave at any moment and pick up another girl, okay? So that also gives her a bit of a sense of security as well, and it gives her incentive to treat you well. This is really important. She also needs to understand that you are the type of guy that other girls are attracted to even today. Don't let yourself go. You should always be working on self-improvement. All of this ties into each other, and you should never really be showing weakness. One of the hacks out there that women like to trick us into doing is they say, look, you should open up, you should show more feelings. No, you should never show your feelings. You should. This is a trick, because as soon as they sense that you're weak, you're a weak simp, and you're emotional, she has contempt for you across the board. Every girl that I have ever really dated, if I have shown any sort of weakness, they have left. And once I was in a lot of pain with my hip, I was like, I actually just told her to go, because I knew that that's just female nature. You have to be tough. You have to be strong. You have to stand up for yourself, and you should always be willing to walk away, and you should always project that you have the ability to replace her at any moment, because you know the sweet art of cold approach, which is so valuable. Some people argue that pickup is not important, but when it comes to relationships, that is so damn important that you can replace the girl that you're with, and she knows that. And once she knows that, then she actually respects you a lot more. She knows that you've got other choices and you're choosing to be with her. That shows so much more than you having a guy that's in scarcity. You don't have a lot of options, and if you don't have a lot of options, she knows that you're just settling for her. But if you have a lot of options and you're with her, she knows that you've got a lot of options, but you're choosing to be with her. This is powerful. Another aspect of this is really important, I think. Stiffing because I got out of the pool. I went to the pool just before. I just got out of the pool. I think it's really important to be able to project that you are able to walk away. And a lot of you guys right now, you're probably thinking, well, I'm in scarcity. I don't have a lot of options out there. And so far, my game out there has not been providing me with an abundant supply of women. And so you're probably thinking, well, how can I just lie that I am in abundance? I'm not in abundance. I'm struggling, right? This is what I guess a lot of you guys are probably thinking right now, and I do have a hack for that. Firstly, if you are getting into the pickup groups and you're meeting a lot of pickup guys in these groups, these guys are in scarcity as well. Now, the scarcity mindset is really a bit of a beta cuck simp mindset, and a lot of the guys in the groups have that mindset. So when you meet up with them and they're your only friends, and you want to go do something social with them, you'll notice that you sit down in a cafe or you'll go to a bar, and all they're going to want to do is chase girls. Now, as someone who's teaching the sweet art of cold approach, I would recommend that you don't hang out with those guys, because that is the wrong behavior. Now, if you are hanging out with a bunch of guys that are cool, you are hanging out with a bunch of guys that have shit going in their lives, when you hang out with those guys, you're not going to sit down with a bunch of these guys in the pub, in a club, in a restaurant, in a cafe, hang out, have a little bit of a chat, talk about things. And these guys are not going to be like the pigeon head. They're like, oh, go, there's a girl over there. Oh, there's a girl over there. There's a girl over there. And then they're not going to be, they're going to be focused on the conversation. They're going to be enjoying each other's company because they're cool, proper alpha men. And you're not going to meet a lot of those guys in the pickup community, and they're not going to be focused on you and having fun with a bunch of boys, right? And this is what men need. Men need a bunch of men to hang out with. And you're not going to meet a lot of those alpha men in the pickup community. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're just not going to. Not necessarily in the groups. These guys are struggling a lot. And my advice to them is get into alpha groups with alpha males so that you are not in scarcity with women, because you've got a bunch of boys to hang out with, right? While learning the sweet art of cold approach on the side. You've got a bunch of boys that are cool to hang out with, and on top of that you're working on your career, and then you learn the sweet art of cold approach so you're not in scarcity as well, and you practice a bit of game on the side as well, and you keep them separate. You keep them separate, unless when you're hanging out with a bunch of the boys, you know, a girl's literally like drooling over you because you're hitting the gym, you're looking great, you got a nice suit on because you're looking good. You know, you're hanging out with the boys, you're having fun, you're high-fiving the boys, you're not high-fiving the girls like those simps. You're hanging out with the boys, and next thing you know, the girls will start hovering around. They'll be hanging around you. And you meet those guys in either football clubs or groups of men, right? And my experience is a lot of the coolest guys, well, I played rugby, so rugby groups where you might have to play rugby, but if you're not big enough or you think you might get bashed on the field, you can play soccer, you can play some sort of team sport with a bunch of the guys, and hang out with the guys, because what often happens is once you're with a group of cool guys and you're hanging out with them, you're maybe having a few drinks, you don't have to drink, and you're loud, you're focused on yourselves, you're the party. You don't have a bunch of pickup dudes doing the pigeon head, and they're not focused on you, they're not looking at you, you're looking at them, and they're doing this. They're like, oh, there's a girl over there, there's a girl over there, I'll be back in a minute. And they're just constantly running. You know? If you have a bunch of cool guys to hang out with, talk about sport, talk about men's stuff, you have a man cave, something along those lines. You know, you do a bit of poker on the weekend, you have a group of poker guys that you hang out with, but not guys at the poker clubs. You have a bunch of guys that don't really know how to play poker, and you just mess around and do that every now and then while watching some sort of sport. Then you're not in scarcity, okay? And this builds up your abundance mindset, and I get it, it's not a bunch of girls. You don't have a bunch of girls, but you have your backup plan, you have your safe haven, you have your fun all sorted out by having a bunch of proper alpha men to hang out with that have their life in order, okay? And this is really important with building the abundance mindset, and this is, to some extent, depending on you, a little bit easier than going out there and getting yourself a rotation of girls and learning the sweet art of cold approach, which you can do by, you know, clicking the top link in the description and booking some live training with me, and I take you out and I teach you the sweet art of cold approach in the streets, in the clubs, anywhere you want to go. That's something that I definitely do. But I hope this video has been helpful for you guys. I think there's a few more videos within this video that I can elaborate on, but it's a bit of a basic overview of my opinion in this particular problem, that guys getting disrespected in relationships, you really need to sort that out. And you can sort that out by having a bunch of boys in the background if you're in scarcity, or having a rotation of girls, or showing your girl that you have the ability to walk away at any moment. That's how you gain respect in this world, and it's also partially boundary setting. Top link in the description, get some coaching with me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.